Did? Okay.
Yeah.
But this is kind of before his breakout, you know?
Very true.
Now he's been consistently doing well. And the question we always had was, you're doing good here, but how will you do against the really high ups, the top 50 in the world?
Right. And his brother Jeb is also very strong. They are brothers,
yes.
right?
He generally gets top 8. He is his brother.
Okay.
Of course, following the rule, WaDi is the better player because he's the younger one versus Seibrik.
Yeah, one of my closest friends in the community. Just going to throw that out there, but no bias because I'm a real big fan of WaDi's game.
All right, so anyway, man, I'm going to just say Seibrik is not – no, I'm joking.
Me and Seibrik are not boys under any circumstance. All right, Logic, I see you, man. But yeah, this is going to be most likely Cloud versus Mewtwo, I would say. But we could also see Mario, Meta Knight, Mega Man. I think just those three from Seibrik, those other three characters.
Yeah.
He's got a deep pool.
I do know that WaDi did say he did not want to play as Mega Man. So he said, oh man, if he goes Mega Man, please not Mega Man. He's fine with he's fine with Meta Knight to my knowledge. However, Cloud, he always says, I don't have a problem with Cloud.
Really?
Yes, which is contrary to what a lot of other Mewtwo say, who say Cloud's kind of Mewtwo's counter.
Right. I was once of the opinion that Cloud absolutely destroys Mewtwo, but in recent times I've actually started playing Mewtwo, and I see a lot of things that he can do to Cloud, namely spacing horizontally around the dreaded down air and up air.
And he can down tilt it. You can actually shield Cloud's down air. If you power shield it, you can down tilt because the hitbox is actually gone.
Right. Or what you could do is instead of running away from it in a full dash, you can repeatedly foxtrot and scout where Cloud is going to land, and then out of the foxtrot do a perfect pivot down tilt, which is actually a lot easier than it sounds.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Especially at this point in the game.
Right, yeah. I mean, this is stuff that like some players, myself included, were labbing like on day one, and now like this can become meta because like, if you've been practicing it for that long, it'll start finding its way into your tournament gameplay.
Completely agree. And if you are looking to actually like try to incorporate that into your tournament play, I suggest first doing it 50 times a night.
Right.
Then doing it versus computers every night, and then start doing it in your friendlies. The next thing you know in tournament, you're doing it when it matters most.
Or do it in tournament, even if it's going to make you lose for a while. Just tough it out, and then you'll be perfect.
Only at your locals, man.
Yeah.
Only at your locals.
You never know. Yeah, usually at Nationals, you'll see a little bit more reserve play and traditional choices from players. Wow, Seibrik, though.
Yeah, starting off very strong right now. On Final Destination, neither of these characters really getting a huge advantage from this. Cloud, I would say, gets the shorter end of the stick because he doesn't have a spot to go charge his limit.
Yeah, that's true. But he also has so much space to run around, and once he's in the full limit, he's really dangerous here as well. But I think this does favor Mewtwo more than Cloud, at least in terms of like what each character gains from it. Either way, looks like Seibrik not having too much trouble in the early stages of the game here.
Very interesting the way both of them were playing. He went for it very early.
Yeah.
But WaDi just seemed like he scouted it. I don't know why he knew, but he did. Ooh, free punish. F smash right there gets him off the stage. Is he going to be able to convert? One more back air will do it. All right, great job of Seibrik evading that.
Yeah, but he actually recovered high. WaDi probably not expecting him to make a mistake like that, but he really could have capitalized if he was ready for it.
So both these players seem to have a very similar playstyle. Whenever one of them is on the aggressive, they do attack after attack. And the person shielding always chooses the defensive option immediately after shielding an attack.
Yeah, it's always nice to see players who aren't afraid to come out of their shield with an attack. I think it's such an underrated option. Rolling and spot dodging are actually kind of the worst things you can do out of shield.
And WaDi is always known for kind of, I guess he calls it shadow ball camping, but that's going to be especially effective against a character who has something to charge, such as limit as well. Because it's kind of like you get an advantage, but it's not as big of a deal.
I think a lot of people don't, they underestimate the option of letting Cloud get limit, like just so he can't scare you with camping.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure that was a misinput right there. Either that or Seibrik was looking for an air dodge into it.
I think he was really looking for it. Of course, Mewtwo, character notorious for being hard to punish out of his air dodge. So I think Seibrik was like, all right, you're looking for air dodges. I know you are. And WaDi, another thing aside from his shadow ball camping, definitely loves those air dodges.
Yes, he does it a lot, which I only play a little bit of Cloud, but I did find that it's very easy to punish Mewtwo's air dodge with Cloud's up there. It lingers for a very long time, and you just hesitate for a brief second before you go in.
Yep, and neutral air as well, because he swings it all the way around him. A lot of active frames and a lot of space covered. And dare, too. Just any move that stays active for a really long time, you can catch any air dodge with. But, of course, Mewtwo's so mobile, WaDi's going to take full advantage of that right now, mixing up his landings left to right, up and down.
Yeah, even right there. Earlier, we watched him air dodge into the stage. This time, we saw him just go straight to the edge. Great awareness right there of just knowing what's the most optimal way to be evasive in this situation.
Just holding down that center stage, not really taking any offensive risks here. Wow, waits for Seibrik to come to the center and actually holds his ground really well. Spot dodge to grab. WaDi in full control right now. Though he is on the verge of dying.
He is pretty much any B move right now from Cloud will indeed get rid of Mewtwo's stock. He is still one of the lighter characters in the game. but it looked like maybe Seibrik doesn't want to use it. Maybe he wants to try to get rid of the stock without it, which if he can F-tilt right now, he might actually get it.
Right, because he does have that 50% deficit, so having Mewtwo respawn and doing just a quick like up air to side B combo is almost 40 damage right off the bat. So Seibrik, though, if he sees the opportunity to kill with Limit, he needs to be ready to take it. Limit is a finite resource, but you can just recharge it any time.
That was so good by WaDi right there to actually power shield a falling up air and to get up smash, but it was not enough. Seibrik fighting right back, and he did keep the Limit. He almost just used it right there by mistake.
Yeah, slipping off the stage, but fortunately he had the presence of mind to get back on the ledge in time. Oh, kind of messing up right there, though. Corners himself, and you see WaDi take full advantage of that. Okay, just he has to spend the Limit only for 9%, though. Yeah. It's okay, though. If he takes his time, he'll be able to get another Limit by the time he reaches a KO percent.
If WaDi lets him take his time, right now he is chasing him in the most subtle manner ever. Is he going to go for the edge guard? No, actually shoots the Shadow Ball a little early.
Seibrik.
I mean, a little late. It designated with down tilt because of it.
Yeah, Seibrik barely recovering there, too. Actually going for the sweet spot to the edge with Clouds up B. Of course, you need to be doing that if you hope to recover safely. Now he's just holding down in the corner. Okay. Oh, almost chases him with that neutral air. That could have been something good for Seibrik. Cloud gets a lot off the neutral air low to the ground.
And this is when you really have to worry about the veteran status of Seibrik coming into play. He's used to the situation. WaDi, he's on a very big stage right now. He hasn't encountered this many times.
Both of these guys played Brawl very well.
Oh! He almost had it! That was so close. And the forward air coming through. WaDi taking game number 1 against Seibrik. One of Florida's very phenomenal players.
Yeah, actually betting it all on that finishing touch there. Put him in so much lag in the air. If he had just gone for side B, it still would have killed. With that much rage and 70%, yeah, I don't think that was a good risk by Seibrik, but definitely a really solid read. It looked like he knew WaDi was going to air dodge, and
it was a questionable option, but maybe he was looking to play for the next game. He's like, if I kill with this, I win the next game already.
And Seibrik actually is a player who thinks along those lines. Not even necessarily if I win game 1, but even if I drop game 1, at least I have a lot of information going into the next game. He's such a downloader, man. This guy actually notorious for beating Salem the year after, or a few months after he won Apex in 2013. Challenged him to a best-of-7 money match. Went down 0-3 and then took 4 straight, looking like he totally figured this guy out. And that is really like up his alley. That playstyle is what he does. However, in a 2-stock best-of-3 format, I'm not sure how well Seibrik's key attribute gets to work.
That's what I was just going to mention, that obviously he adapts very well, but does he have enough time to do it right now? If WaDi 2-0s him, it doesn't matter what you would have done game 3. It doesn't matter what you would do after more intel.
Yeah.
But with that said, he did seem like he did a really good job when his back was against the wall. He got to his last stock. He had the presence of mind to not even panic and use his limit early, but to actually take the stock without using the limit off of that back air.
Right, and also you see even just within the scope of one game, Seibrik's ability to adapt and figure his opponent out. He made that much closer toward the end. And also, Cloud with Rage and Limit, a character who can win from pretty much any situation.
Might get
Seibrik, though.
Oh, somehow he still had his jump. Great job, but
yeah, he didn't use his jump
care
before the up B. It was just kind of like a spaghetti up B, I think. He could have gone down with it and saved himself all of that damage, but either way, Seibrik making some small mistakes right off the start, and WaDi capitalizing in a very big way.
And I like what WaDi's going right now. Just because your opponent does charge limit doesn't mean you have to approach. Let him have it. Play your game. It's okay.
Now Seibrik just went for the down throw to forward tilt combo, which is actually the worst on floaties like Mewtwo. You would want to go for down throw side B if you didn't have limit, but I think he should have spent it there just to make up for some of this percent deficit. You are going to get another limit if you can.
That is definitely true, and especially the way WaDi's playing, because he's being very non-committal right now. Even right there, he went for a safe up air through the platform, recognizing that he wouldn't be hurt forward. And he's just kind of rolling, being very defensive and trying to counterattack Seibrik.
WaDi is like a brick wall on floaties. He's just able to soar through the air and be super evasive, but then when he gets on the ground, he's like Fortress with that down tilt and Shadow Ball cancel, and then if he has to roll away, Mewtwo's roll is very long.
But Seibrik seems like he's caught something. Oh my goodness, not something like this. I mean, he's off the stage. He didn't die for it. I was wondering if an up smash was going to come through from WaDi actually there.
All right, snaps the ledge, gets a down smash.
And
wow, that's going to kill.
Only at 86%.
Playing a power character like Cloud, you can expect some of those kills to happen once in a while, but that was a very clutch time for it to happen.
Yeah, and Cloud's down smash actually comes out on frame 8. It's one of the fastest smashes in the game, so it's great to punish something that's an opening.
And even though it's been nerfed slightly, it is still really, really powerful.
Oh!
Hey! To that. Seibrik, after whiffing the back air on the way down, I think he kind of got scared. He was like, oh man, I messed up here. Let me
And
just
WaDi is
cover
taking
the
it to the bank right now. Seibrik looked like he just footstooled him. I'm not positive, but he did get out of danger. WaDi is not done. They trade right there. Seibrik finally being able to start some of his own offense again, though.
Goes for a big down throw to Spike. Didn't have the read, though. And now WaDi missing attack on the platform gets followed up on. This is looking really good for Seibrik, even though he has the percent deficit. He's got this momentum wave. And finishing touch, of course, will kill.
Oh, but he avoids it.
Seibrik just not using the limit at the right times in the set. He hasn't hit a single limit
Moment
break.
of truth. Is he going to catch it? No. And Seibrik, he feints as if he was going to up B, and then he just doesn't do it. But it's not going to work twice. WaDi scouted it out, and he defeats Seibrik 2-0. That is a huge win that he can add to his marker.
Maryland and Virginia going nuts in the crowd.
Wow. He's defeated Tweak. He has defeated Pink Fresh before. He's now defeated Seibrik.
This guy's good. He's
And
absolutely
Fatality.
no joke.
Wow.
Yeah. He almost beat Nietano, too,
Yeah,
when he was
that's wow. Just great job right there.
This guy's an absolute monster. So WaDi taking out one of Florida's best players in Seibrik. Another Cloud in the losers bracket. I think that was winners, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I didn't actually look at the bottom of the screen. I was just confident that both of those players would have qualified in winners.
And with that said, we cannot count Seibrik out. I am sure we will see him again because he's just a great player. He adapts very well. And it was just a couple questionable decisions right there that cost him the match.
It was really his usage of limit. If he had been a little bit more patient and looked for an actual opening instead of going for punishes that weren't there, he could have done it.
Yeah.
But either way, WaDi going to advance. And speaking of patience, I think WaDi's one of the most patient players I've ever seen.
Yes, but that does come to bite him in the butt at times. He does, I do tell him, you have a slight roll habit, you have a slight air dodge habit. I would not say I am by any means on his level of play, but I almost beat him, but it's because of those specific habits. If he cleaned that up, I don't know, I think I would expect him to get top 8 all the time.
Right, and one interesting thing about players with bad habits, they can be really, really good and still have bad habits, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a much bigger deal when you play against someone at your local who knows how you play, who knows what those habits might be because they see you play all the time, they interact with you all the time. But then, when he goes to a national and plays against Seibrik from another region, those bad habits, they're not as much of a factor because he's never seen him.
I think it depends on what player you play. Me and WaDi have actually only played once in tournament.
Oh, wow. Okay. But at least you see him every week.
Yeah.
And you commentate his matches, so you kind of know what's going on.
But I think it depends on the player. Like, I think a player like Ally and Anti would eat that alive. They're very familiar with that from Brawl. That was kind of their thing. We're good, rare read heavy. Seibrik adapts fast, but it just seems like maybe if there was one more game, he would have had it all figured out.
Yeah.